Hey, good morning, gang. This morning we're working on the water system I have in my backyard. This is our well, and it seems to be throwing breakers. So I only have one thing in here that can throw breakers, and maybe it's a switch in the big tank, in the little tank, which tells the water pump to come on, this Harbor Freight water pump, and then it pumps it over into the little tank. So I'm going to change that up, and I'm going to use one of our deep well pumps. It's got one of these little boxes, goes down way down there, and 120 feet picks up our water, brings it up. And that second pump will run on those 4 100-watt solar panels. Next time I buy a pump, I'll buy a pump that pumps 300 feet instead of 170 feet. Because 170 feet the water pumps, but it pumps so very slow. So I have it on a different power supply. This is a 24 volt 480 watt power supply. So that goes, those two wires go over to the goes to that switch, and then goes down to the pump and turns the pump on and gives us our water, because those panels will pump it, but it's really too slow. If I have the pump pumping up here on the ground from that tank, it'll pump it really quick. So I'm going to switch stuff around. I'm doing this because something's throwing breakers, and I got a feeling, let's see, switch inside this tank, which is in the water, or that thing's drawing too much power. So one or the other. Anyway, gonna get started here, get the other pump out. Be back. Okay, this RV Jerry. I found the reason why the electricity was buzzing. The breaker was buzzing. And here it is. This is the float valve in the water tank. It goes up, turns the water off. It goes down, turns the water on, turns the power on. And this had water in it, so this little goodie was apparently leaking. See, it pulled away back here, and it had not a lot of water, but enough to make it just go buzz, 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 buzz. There's another little goodie that's flapper. Okay, that's it. That's the story. And now I'm putting a different system in. I'm putting the pump in, that the deep well pump, the spare. So let's go over there and take a look at that. Okay, here's the pump, and the first order of this pump. It's a 170 foot pump. And it came with these 4 solar panels, and it was about like $800. So it didn't work with the didn't have enough power for the to pump water up very fast at all. So I put a 24 volt transformer with 480 watt of power in the transformer. So now we're going to stick this pump in the big tank to pump the water into the little tank. And I do that to filter out all the dirt and mud. And this is the system we were using. I put this in 3.5, 4 years ago. Still works. I just plugged everything in. It still pumps water into our little tank. So now I'm changing it around. Hopefully it won't drop my phone in my tank. And you can see way down inside there, I don't know if you can see that at all. See the bottom of the tank? See, my hand's in the way now. And then it's too bright. Anyway, there's silk and mud at the bottom of the tank, and I draw the water up about, you can see the pipe going down there. It's about 18 inches off the bottom. So now I'm going to put the other pump in here, and then I won't have to use that float switch in the water tank. So let me put that together. Okay, you can see I have the pump hanging there. It's about 6 inches off the bottom of the tank, and it is its intake is about 2/3 the way up. So we have it here, suspended with PEX pipe, and we have a 45 in there. That will hold it up. No, we're just going to tape this to the existing one pipe, since I'm not going to remove it right away, and run this over and take it right in the inlet hole right here. Okay, let me get that done. Okay, I've got that PEX pipe going into the tank. You see I got it all gooped up there. I cut me a tin lid out of a coffee can. So it runs all the way back there. And this line is the second thing that holds that pump up. So those two are taped together there, so that if I've never had PEX come undone, but now we got to do the electric part. And to do the electric part, we need this special hex to get in here, hex Allen, and I had to take one of my American made and file it down. So and there we go. And all these are clearly labeled. Oops, why can't I see that? Oh, my finger's over it. Okay, got it. These are clearly labeled. You can see solar over on the right side, the PV negative and plus, the motor in the middle, a jumper in those first, those two we don't need those, and the last two we're going to use, I think. Anyway, we're going to do it the same as the other one. We get the books and wires. Okay, we're going to do it same as the upper one, except the upper one goes down into the well. We are just going to go into the tank. So there's our wire connections. Now let me get those. Our solar will be the last thing that we hook up. Although this box isn't coming from solar, this is coming from that 24 volt inverter, 480 watts. Okay, I'm getting my 3 wires, my sensors, to go down into the tank. I did have to extend the focus there. I had to extend the red one for a little bit because it's only like 3 feet long. So I put another 3 feet on it. Now I'm going to drop these down into the tank through this port, And I have red, white, and blue. Okay, the red stops the water. That will be water height. Your blue is when you want the water to turn on. Like in my case, it's going to be about 2 feet down, 18 inches down. We'll test it. And the white one is for the well pump. You put this one on the very bottom of the tank. Don't ask me why. I'm just following instructions. So I'm going to put these in the tank in that order, and then wire them up over here to the box. Okay, I'm making headway here. I've got the sensor wires plugged in, and I've got the solar wires plugged in. Now, I didn't have any big terminals for that, but I used the old trick of splitting the wires and then soldering those two legs, and it makes a good one of these. So, and now I got to put the pump. These wires go to the pump. I had to extend the wires. They're expecting you to extend them since you're going to go way down deep. And they give you these neat little things, these heat and shrinks to focus there, guys. There you go. They give you these heat shrinks with letters on them. A V, W, and the other one is a U. And they reflect right there. So I'm going to hook these three up there, and then we're ready to go. I've got the sensor set high enough so it, oh no, that's the low one. That's the high one. I'll have to pull the blue sensor up to get it to go off, to get the pump to go off. So I'm going to wire these up now, and then I can go ahead and connect the solar wires. Solar, these things. Can't get it to focus. There you go. These things here. And the panels are well, they're 20 volt things, and you put them in series and then parallel. The instructions are in the book. So let me get these wires on. Okay, I've got those wires on, wired up the same as the top one, which the top one goes down to the deep well pump. This one is only going to go to the big tank here and pumping over to the small tank. Now I'm going to plug the solar things in, connect the solar panels. It is starting up. This one is full, and the tank, even though the camera still it's blinking, it's not really blinking. This one is blinking. Not sure what. No, I really don't know what it wants me to do. I pull the blue one up. The blue sensor up that tells it when to start. And you can see the water pump sounds like it's starting. Yeah, I think we have water running.
Yep, that's a lot of water.
Okay, now the red one is supposed to tell it when to stop. Hope I don't drop my phone.
It's only a half inch, quarter inch on the red one.
Let's see if it stops. That MPPT is flashing, and now it's shut off. Now the tank says it's full. And now everything's off, except for all those green lights. So cool, works good. And this one up here is the well. Of course, that tank light is not flashing. And same down here, the tank light is not flashing, it is full. So cool. Got it all hooked up and ready to go. It should be replacing the big one here. Although it's still hooked up, all I have to do is plug it in to make it go. We are set. You see, when it only pumps above ground here, it pumps really hard. But 120 feet down, it says it'll do 120, 170 feet. It comes out really slow. But way down there, it's super. So next time I'll order the 300-foot one. Okay, now we got solar water. Thank you. Thank you, God. Okay, that's all I have for the solar pump. I started this morning, I got it done. I showed you in the other one, the other video. That was the transformer. The bottom one there is just an empty case. It kind of burned out. I'm not sure why. Okay, we're good to go. Let's see how long that lasts. Thanks for watching.